Well, hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Crystal Clarity Podcast. My name is Sarah Thomas and I am your host for yet another adventure. And today's episode is really simple and it's really to the point, literally to the point, because we're going to be talking about points and the power of points. And it is also something that's really important for you all to listen to if you are somebody who's into formulas, like putting multiple stones or crystals together to achieve one purpose, or somebody who's into combinations, like just even combining two stones together to achieve one purpose or one intention. And also for those of you who are interested in treatments, creating crystal layouts, and elixirs, giving people elixirs, and even land work, like vibrational applications, like how to amplify the power of something on the land. We're going to be talking all about how to amplify the power of something in elixirs, in treatments, in the land, and exactly why Herkimer diamond works in that capacity and why it could be the most important quartz of all quartz to amplify the power of your treatments and creations. And I will start by saying that, well, the very first thing I want to say is that we are about to do one of our 9-week certification courses in stone and crystal medicine. And if you want to take a full training and learn the full materia medica of 27 stones and beyond, according to ancient Taoist texts, with all kinds of applications, treatments, ritual practices, all of these different ways into the stones, join our over 1,000 other certified graduates at the Upper Clarity School of Stone Medicine. It's like finding a rare gem and a school and a certification program with depth and heart that will really allow you to go out into the world with ancient wisdom under your belt, but also these applications, like real ways of working with things right away that are exciting and inspirational and magical, but also grounded. And so this is great to bring into your other practices, your other healing work, your other magic, your other alchemy. We're about to do one of those soon, so always catch us at upperclarity.com to join the next program or the next live program or catch the class that's right for you. Okay, so I'm talking about power and amplification, and I'm talking about today working with Herkimer diamond as the main crystal I use to power up or amplify whatever I'm creating. And when I say that, I mean turning it up to level 10. Like if there was just 10 levels of power, when you add Herkimer diamond, you turn it up to level 10. So you really turn up the volume all the way. So when do you want to do this? You want to do this when you are so clear that you are so on point, that you have discovered something with your patient, with your land, with whatever you're creating with, that feels so right and so perfect. Sometimes it just feels like, oh my gosh, that is the perfect combination for them. That is the perfect treatment. That is exactly what I need. Or maybe you're told it in a dream or by a spiritual teacher you respect, and it's just like, this is it. This is what I want to go all the way with. When you feel that level of clarity, you need one of the stones with the most clarity, one of the quartz types with the most clarity. I'm holding up a Herkimer diamond right now for those of you that are listening, but God, are they brilliant and bright. They have so much clarity, so much brilliance. They all look like they could be precious gems. But that's when you have that level of heart clarity, that's when you want to bring in this clarity. That's just one little resonance bridge to hold on to and keep. It's Herkimer diamonds have so much clarity. And when you have that perfect clarity, you want to bring that in and let that be a resonance bridge to powering up and amplifying what you're doing, because you're really turning it up to a level 10. So you don't want to do this by any means all the time. This is a rare thing where you're like, I want to turn this up to level 10 because it's so right. And when you feel that, you really want to go for it. So Herkimer diamonds are these quartz that are only from Herkimer, New York. And if you're listening to this, you probably already know that. But the thing about them is these little double terminated quartz crystals. And that means that there's a point on both sides. There's a point on both sides. So double terminated, if you go east, you get a point. And if you go west, you get a point. So they're double terminated and they're also very short. So it's not a long double terminated crystal, which we can find with other stones. I'm holding up a long double terminated amethyst. I'm holding up, here's a longer double terminated other quartz. These are just longer. So these are, for those of you that are listening, these are just 1 or 2 inches longer, but they have a point on both sides. The Herkimer diamond is short and fat. It's very short and fat, so it looks like a diamond, hence the name diamond. Diamonds come in that cubic crystal structure, and they can look like an octahedron, like a totally little flat diamond, right? And these are actually quartz, but they're called Herkimer diamonds because they're from Herkimer, New York, and they look like diamonds, but they're actually double terminated little quartzes. So that's the review. But the thing about this and why this turns the power up to 10 on anything that you're doing is because, quartz is generally amplifying. It's generally what you might call slightly amplifying or maybe medium amplifying. It has an amplifying effect, but it's not like over the top. It's just gently going to raise the energy and amplify whatever you're doing. When you have a double terminated quartz, you get double that power. You get double that amplification. Because if you think of a quartz is one of the most cool substances created by the earth, one of the coolest materials. It's piezoelectric and it's pyroelectric. So anytime there's any pressure applied to it or any warmth or heat applied to it, it will actually transduce that from mechanical energy into electrical energy. And you actually have electricity moving in the stone, even by gentle pressure or gentle warmth, which is what you get when you tape on a crystal in a crystal treatment or press a crystal into somebody in a crystal treatment. You get gentle warmth and you get gentle pressure. And the quartz transduces that because stones are so good at transducing energy. This is why we use crystals and radios and everything. And that's why there's crystals in the pineal gland. It transduces that mechanical pressure, that heat, into electrical energy. And then that electrical energy, very simply, moves out the tip of the crystal. It moves out the tip of the crystal. It's just the shape, so the function follows the form. The shape of it looks like an arrow. Everything's coming together at this point. Everything's getting more concentrated as it moves to the point. So that electrical energy comes out the point. And it gets focused out the point. It gets like more dense and more potent as it moves out the point because that point narrows and it coheres that electrical energy and then it comes out of the point. So we use quartz just for the directionality of the point. Like we're basically moving electrical energy into things when we point the point at what we want to point it at. So we always are noticing where's the point. But when you have a double terminated quartz, it's just like having a flashlight that has the light at both ends. I mean, it really is because you have the electrical energy, that energy coming out of one side, and then out of the other side, you have energy coming out of the other side. That amplifies this energy of the stone. Like if you had a flashlight with light coming out of one end and light coming out of the other end, you would have double the light, right? It's just like that in a double terminated quartz. So we add double terminated quartz to anything to amplify the energy. And then that energy amplifies into the other stones, into the rest of the grid you're working on. And here's the simple thing I wanted to share today. This is just, if you ever wanted to know one simple thing about why would a healer or an alchemist or a maker use Herkimer diamond, the reason is because when it gets so short and fat like this, now it's short and fat, it actually gets more powerful as it gets shorter and condenses. And that light is now getting condensed, or that electrical energy is getting condensed, getting so cohered. It's like a little brilliant sun inside of it. And then it's coming out both ends. And that is like looking straight into the sun. It's like you have a lot of energy condensed, cohered, and then coming out both sides of the crystal. So the shorter you make it, it's like the faster all that little energy is moving and then bursting out. It's like what are those things in space that are like the pulsar, where you see the light shooting out the top and the bottom of that like galactic formation. It's kind of like that. Now we have these not just from Herkimer, New York, but I think I have one right here. They come from Arkansas too. You can get double terminated little crystals from Arkansas that are very bright. You can also get them from Tennessee. They're called Tennessee diamonds, and they come from this lake. I have some right over there because I can rock on them because I live nearby there. And it's when that double terminated quartz crystal gets really short and fat. And bright. So people love Herkimer so much because they're so darn bright. There's so much outstanding yang and clarity and like sun energy in these crystals, plus that short, fat double termination, that it's like the light of 1,000 suns. It's like the light of 3 suns. So it amplifies everything. It pushes it up to level 10. The ones from Arkansas, I call them Arkimers, just as like my own inner language to myself, because it's like I'm saying Herkimer, but I'm also saying Herkimer or Arkansas. I have a bunch of those. Those are called Arkimers, where they're short, fat, double terminated crystals. They will do the same thing. They will turn the power of your treatment, your grid, anything that you're making on the land up to level 10. Same thing with the Tennessee diamonds. And the brighter, the better. Like this, if you're watching this, you can see this crystal that I'm holding up, this Herkimer diamond, looks like a diamond. I mean, it's brilliantly bright. So the brighter, the better, the more yang you get. And then the more power you have from the short, fat double termination. And it's like majorly amplifying. So for a quartz, this is how you turn it up to level 10. And remember that you only want to turn things up to level 10 if you're so clear that this is exactly what they need. And then if you do that, it's like bam. It's like the whole universe will hear the sound of your treatment or your elixir. All the universes within all the universes, it just quantumly expands it. So we add them to elixirs as our harmonizers, which just means the stone that you put in to help all of the other stones get along. But it would be the harmonizer that turns that formula up to level 10. Same thing if you pick out 3 stones for a crystal grid or a healing treatment. If you add Herkimer diamond to it, you are turning it up to a level 10. So remember, just do that when you're absolutely clear that this is exactly what you know, like just that heart clarity. People think clarity comes from the liver, but like it really, really manifests in the heart too. That heart clarity when you feel like, I know I just hit the nail on the head. That's what I always say to students. When you feel like you hit the nail directly on the head, you want to get Herkimer diamond out and just let like the whole universe hear this thing. Or Arkimers, or the Tennessee diamonds, or any other little short, fat, double terminated crystal that you can find that's also quite bright. That's the whole lesson for today. It's so simple. It's so direct. It's so to the point. It's so to the double point. It's just that I don't know that everybody knows that that's how simple it is. It's the double termination. It's the energy being transduced electrically out of both sides, which amplifies the power. It doubles the power. And then when you shorten it and fatten it, it's like everything swimming faster and faster. And there's like the light of 1,000 suns coming out both sides. You have such a major amplification of energy. And of course, quartz connects so well with other stones that it's just going to shoot all of that power into them. And then everything just takes off. That is what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to do another 10-minute episode. And that is why you should pick Herkimer diamond. That's when you use Herkimer diamond. I hope that helps. I hope that lands for you. I hope that brings it to the point for you. And just it all makes sense for you. So I'll see you soon. I'll see you in episode number 34. Thanks for coming to this short episode. See you soon.